This is awkward. I know, how dare I show my face on YouTube again, right? You're watching the Joe Sona song-by-song review of Smoke Plus Mirrors by Imagine Dragons. So it's been, what, 2 months since my last review? Shut your face. I can explain. I have life outside of YouTube, okay? I know most people on this site don't, but I do. And I have school, and I'm traveling, and all this makeup work due for Q3, and I'm sorry. But now that the craziness of the end of Q3 is over, hopefully I will get back to making videos on a pretty regular schedule. Hopefully. I've already told you the background of this band in my review of Night Visions, so if you want to know what they're all about, go watch that. Track number 1 is Shots, and it features some new, interesting synth sounds. It's very reverby, and I'm not too fond of that in this song because I don't really think it fits, and the vocals sound very distant to me. Yeah, they had pleasant synth sounds, but there wasn't really anything special about this one, nothing really grabbing my attention. Track number 2 is called Gold, and this one has a very, very different sound from the last one. It's very experimental and kind of eerie at times. Like, the vocal accompaniments and harmonies slightly reminds me of Pink Floyd, and what it's about is it's about how being rich and famous isn't what it's cracked up to be. Again, it's alright, but it's not amazing. Number 3 is called Smoke and Mirrors, and this one is very interesting because at the beginning it's all riding along all nice, like the normal sound from the last album. You know, some predictable synth sounds and stuff, but then all of a sudden it goes from 0 to 60 with powerful drums and screaming rock vocals. It's very unexpected and disorienting. And then after that it's back to calm pads and vocals. This song isn't bad. I kind of like the unexpectedness of it. Number 4 is called I'm So Sorry, and this one is probably one of my favorite ones on the album. Kind of grabs your attention more with nice rhythmic guitar and scratchy vocals. The only problem is that it reminds me of Queen and AC/DC, and it feels almost copied or forced from those more classic rock bands. Number 5 is called I Bet My Life. You've probably heard of it. It's probably the most popular song in the album to date, and it was released before as... Again, there are many different experimental aspects to the song. I like Dan's voice in this one, but the biggest problem I have with this song is the chorus. His voice is not good in the chorus, and I just think it was thrown together and very messy and like piling stuff over stuff and very distracting from the rest of the song. Other than that, it's not bad. 6 is called Polaroid, and I really like this song. It's probably my favorite. Vocals are the main centerpiece of this song, and they're very crisp and precise, and the sound is more minimalist and laid-back synth, kind of like Lorde, actually. It's all around very enjoyable and grows on you. Number 7 is called Friction, and it's a less flawless recording, kind of more scratchy. It sounds more like other pop rock bands like Fall Out Boy and Panic at the Disco. The experimental sounds in this one kind of sound Indian or Asian. I like the chorus, I think it's very catchy, and it's alright overall.
Can't fight the friction, so ease it off. You can't fight the pressure.
Number 8 is called It Comes Back to You, and with this one they kind of did the same thing that they did in Night Visions. With a nice drum beat, kind of an acoustic sound, and reverby synth towards the end. Not really anything remarkable about this one or to keep me coming back to it. Number 9 is called Dream, and this one features a very strong beat and drum track. Again, they've done the scratchy, reverby vocals in the chorus, and I really like the piano and violin in the song. And the lyrics in this one kind of stuck with me. Not sure why. They're kind of more different and unique. Number 10 is called Trouble, and this features kind of a messy, disoriented instrumental and marching bandish drums. I do like the vocal harmonies in this song, but I'm not too fond of the falsetto. Not really doing anything for me. 4 out of 10. Number 11 is called Summer, and this one I like the intro, but it has a very weird chord progression. And I don't really like Dan's voice in this one. He kind of went for the organic approach where he doesn't hit all the notes. They're not as polished, but I think he went too far. Boom! Different lighting. Magical, isn't it? It's such an amazing video. Number 12 is called Hopeless Opus, and in my opinion, they could have left the title out of the song because it's kind of awkward when sung, but it's just a preference. It's very different sounding and experimental, like most of the tracks on this album. I liked the guitar lead, but I did not like Dan's falsetto voice in this one, again. Overall, 6 out of 10. Number 13 is called The Fall, and this song clocks in at 6 minutes. Really? 6 minutes? You actually feel the 6 minutes in this one. This one was sort of dreamy sounding with cool drums and experimental synth. What I didn't like was the reverby vocals in this one, and the falsetto was cringeworthy. So, initial thoughts while listening to the album. I think we all had very high expectations for Imagine Dragons because a lot of people liked Night Visions. This album was very experimental and each song had its own charm, its own sound to it, which is good. I like that. But the unconventionalness of it can be sometimes good and sometimes bad. There were some memorable themes in the beginning, but also some very messy instrumentals. And you realize that I never really interpreted any of these songs except for Gold, and that was because the lyrics started getting repetitive. I guess they tried to be deep and inspirational, but after a while they just started meshing together. There were never really any lyrics that just like stuck with me. All around, I do like the first album more. So I'd give it 70%, with my favorite being Polaroid and my least favorite being Trouble. So that's the end of my review, and I hope you liked it, and like always, tell me what you thought about the new Imagine Dragons album. Were you impressed? Were you disappointed? And recommend albums for future reviews. See ya, hopefully soon.
Too strong on my life. I've been living in the fast lane. Can't slow down. I'm a rolling freight train. One more time, gotta start all over. Can't slow down. I'm a lone red rover.